Okay, there we go. Hi, everybody. I am here, Daviani here, and I had some issues getting on. I kept clicking, go live, and it wouldn't work. Hi, welcome. I had some issues going live, and it just for some reason it didn't work. I had to disable my Facebook app and then restart it, and then it was working. So I'm a little late, and so I'm gonna just give it a minute or two for people to come on and say hi. Hello, everybody. It's Deviani Pandav here. I'm not gonna take too long because I want to get as much in as possible. I had some issues getting going live. I kept clicking, go live, and it wouldn't work. So I had to disable Facebook, and I had to restart Facebook to get to actually go live. Like, it wouldn't work. So, but I'm here now, and I'm gonna just start going over some of the stuff that I mentioned before, because at 11:30 we have the city inspector coming in to do our framing inspection, and so I don't think he's going to be excited about having the framing inspection broadcast live. But I mean, he may come a little early, he may come a little later, and if he comes, I can always walk away and finish up. But this is our house, how it looks right now. That's our contractor there in the corner up there. He's just finishing up some things for our framing inspector to inspect. If you can, hey Andrew, hey Raj, how's it going? Asma, I see you. Hey Christia, if you can hear me, just if someone can just comment. I'm assuming you can, but so okay, I got a little thanks for letting me know. So because I couldn't get, I'm going to try to refocus here about what we're going to talk about. Okay, mistakes. So I was going to talk to you a bit about some of the mistakes that we made on this house. The train goes by here. It's not loud for very long. So let me just walk in while it's going by. I'm going to walk into the house. Here we are. And I was actually thinking about the different kinds of mistakes. Okay, I didn't know we had music in here. I think someone started the radio. I can't even find it. Hang on a second. One of the contractors has music playing, which I understand why. Okay, so kinds of mistakes. So I was thinking about the different kinds of mistakes that can happen in a construction job, especially a really big one, but any kind really in a rehab. And there are those mistakes that I don't even really know if they're mistakes. Things just come up that probably, I suppose could have been maybe predicted, but most likely really hard to predict, because as you're going through the project and everybody is doing their job, the electrician, the plumber, the HVAC, the framing, and all the different parts of it, things are just going to yeah, Christia, we should have started dancing, right? To the music. All these things are coming together, and things happen where you have to adjust what we're going to do, where we're going to put stuff. And so you just kind of adjust. Those things are always going to happen. Then there are mistakes that could have been avoided. Like, someone should have maybe caught it before it happened, and probably they had the knowledge, but it just got missed. And those things happen too. And then we just go ahead and fix those, and just hope that the next time it doesn't happen, or we pay better attention to it. I know it sounds like someone's knocking, but it's because our contractor is tacking down the paper in the right way, so the inspector will approve it before he comes. And then the third kind of mistake is where you just knew better, right? I mean, there are some things where I'm like, I just knew better. I just knew I shouldn't have done that, or I should have done it a different way, or my intuition just told me that, you know, maybe I should have hired a different contractor, or this doesn't seem right now, or whatever it might be, or like, you know, I got an offer on the house and I should have just taken it. It's a little bit lower than I wanted, but maybe I just should have just taken that one, or whatnot. Like you get, you know, I'm calling it intuition. Some people, you know, call it your gut feeling. Some people get vibes. Some people, you know, if their soul says, you know, speaks to them. It's, you know, we're all talking about the same thing. And so especially that third kind of mistake, and really all things that happen to us, they happen there because we're somehow calling them into us one way or another. Meaning, not that we want things to go wrong, but if we're expecting on some level for things to be difficult or go wrong or not go as well as you would really want them to, that actually might be what happens. And so the reason I'm bringing this up is because I think it's so important. I have learned that it's so important because, see, a few years ago, I found this community of investors, these real estate investors. Lucretia, hi. Hello. Hi, everybody. Found this group of investors, and it was life-changing. I mean, there were business concepts, investing concepts, money concepts, taxes, building, developing entities, and how to use your money. Just concepts that I knew that the wealthy knew about and used because they grew up around it. I mean, that's how they were educated differently than the rest of us. But so I knew that these concepts are out there, but I didn't know what they were, and I started learning them. And so I was really, I'm so grateful because the reason I've been able to do what I have done. I mean, what have I done so far? How many flips? So 6, 7, 8, 9 flips, bought a couple of houses and fixed them and their rentals, and this is our latest one, and then there are 2 others that I am involved in with other partners currently. So and they've been pretty good, you know, we've been pretty successful with them. And I've been able to do that only because I took these classes, and I continue to take them because they keep updating them, you know, because every year or every other year they re-record the classes, and they're all just, you know, once you're part of it, you get them forever. The new ones that they add and the ones that they re-record, and they're the reason that I've been able to do what I do. And it wasn't even just the knowledge and like applying that immediately, but knowing that it's there. I mean, many of you might know that I have 2 kids, and I had them on my own. And when I had them, I had not done all these deals. I did not have a specific career path that I was on, except that I knew I wanted to do real estate because I've had corporate jobs and been in education, and I've done several different types of things. But at that time, I mean, you couldn't really say, oh, okay, well, she's got everything settled. She's got her own house and $100K job and all these things in line, and that's why she's having a child. No, I did it on faith. I knew that I was a part of a community that had the information that and the support that I needed to become successful. So it was all there, right? I learned what I needed to, but I still kept tripping up. You know, in my deals, although they ended up being successful, I still kept tripping up on, you know, just different things that were happening. And I'll give you an example, because I did tell you that I was going to tell you about mistakes, right? So one house, it was beautiful. We added a a bathroom in it. We had these ceilings that were just gorgeous. Excuse me, in the living room. The ceiling was actually made of all wood. It was just a beautiful house. If it was closer to where the area I'm familiar with and my family, I would have just kept it for myself. And so I'm just going to shorten this story, but we found a buyer. It was not for the price that I really wanted, but it was still good. We were going to do well. And she did the inspection and found elevated radon levels. Now there's a certain number that you need to be below in the state of Illinois. And it was just slightly above that level in one area. And so that pretty much means that we need to mediate it. Or mitigate it, excuse me. And so so I could have just called some companies, but I often go to investor friend of mine who's been in investing for 20 years and is very successful, has done dozens, if not hundreds of deals. And I often go to him and say, hey, Randy, do you have a recommendation? And I asked him, and he said he has never run into a radon issue before. And I was just so surprised because it was one of my first houses and I ran into a radon issue that I had to take care of. Now, it's not a big deal. I mean, you just call somebody, they come in and they go ahead and fix it. It was kind of like, okay, why is this happening to my deal in my house? And these kinds of things just keep going, keep happening. So I realized that, there's not just the education part, but also the mindset and energetics part. So I recently met somebody who has been coaching me on this and helping me on this, and I can just see changes in my life that are happening because of that. So now when I have the opportunity to help somebody and learn investing and business, and they're taking the classes, I also share with them the other side, which is mindset and energetics. So with that, with the radon issue, we took care of it. We still had a problem with how, like, the buyer didn't like the way it was done, and we lost that buyer. Oh my gosh, once again, why did that happen? We probably could have avoided it. And then we ended up wasting some time on it and went on and found another buyer and still made money. But my point is, we could have made more if some of the other pieces were in place. So that's that little story. So let me show you this house a little bit because I need to know what time it is. Okay, we have some time. 10 minutes. Okay, thanks. Inspector should be here in 10 minutes. Okay, let me show you this, the first floor of this house. So this house was supposed to be a quick flip. It was a 3-bedroom, 1-bath house with about 900 square feet. And since we don't have a lot of time, I won't go into what changed. There actually is another video that you can watch, and I'll go over it at another time. But we ended up getting a new contractor. You just heard his voice a little while ago. Okay, there he is. And decided to double the square footage of the house. Need to get an architect as well. And so it is now a 4-bedroom, 3-bath, 1,800 square foot house. So we are currently standing in the kitchen. Behind me is the kitchen. All right, well, obviously it doesn't look like a kitchen yet, but let me tell you a little story about this area. So the bathroom, upstairs, one of the upstairs bathrooms is right above here, okay? And when the plumber came in, he informed us that one of the pipes for one of the toilets needed to come a little bit below the ceiling. The downstairs ceiling, and so it was going to come into the kitchen, and so it was going to be visible. And we looked at all the options. How are we going to make this work? Obviously, we can't have a big fat PVC pipe showing in the beautiful kitchen with the stainless steel appliances and granite countertops and all of that. And so we are creating a soffit, and we didn't want a soffit in our kitchen. That's kind of like the old style. But here's what happened when we were going over the plans for like how to build this house. We put in hi Joe, long time no see. We decided to make it 9-foot ceilings. We're like, if we're gonna rebuild this house, we're just gonna do what we can to make it impressive. So 9-foot ceilings, and in the kitchen we are gonna have 42-inch cabinets. Those are the cabinets that go all the way up to the ceiling. If you have 8-foot ceilings, now we have 9-foot ceilings. So there was gonna be this space above it anyway. So we're building a soffit that is gonna still make it be like the cabinets are going up to the soffit, right? So it's gonna look like it's designed that way, and the soffit's gonna go all the way around this area. So here's the dining room and the living room and the front of the house and everything. And so it's gonna look like we designed it this way on purpose. It's gonna be beautiful. You really have to use your imagination when you're looking at a house that just is just all only framed. I mean, because when I'm turning around, you can see all the 2x4s, but you can't see the walls. Like you probably don't know that right here you're looking into the bathroom, and right here you're looking into one of the bedrooms. Okay. So by the way, if anybody has any questions, just put them in the comments so I can see them and I can answer them. So here's the plan for today. We're gonna have the framing inspection, and the inspectors have been really on top of things and coming by a lot. I'm getting a look from our contractor. So they've really been on top of things, and we're expecting to pass with just a couple of small improvements. And after that, right now it's maybe you can see my face getting a little red because it's really cold in here because we can't put so the HVAC is done. You can see the ductwork, but we can't put the heater in yet because we have to first pass the framing inspection. Then we can put up a little bit of drywall and then start the installation. But after the inspection, we can put in the heater and meaning the furnace is what I'm referring to. Actually, we can put in the water heater as well and get things warmed up in here. So the next time that we are live from here, you might be able to. I might be warmer. I have a question here. How often do these inspectors during the course of the construction? Okay, you're asking how often do they come? Well, they can actually stop by anytime. Like that's what's been happening with this house. But we need to have certain inspections, like official inspections done. So with this house, since it's not technically a new construction because we have the same foundation and crawl space and everything, but there are a lot of new things in here, including all of the framing. Like it's not a lot of new things. Every single thing in here is new, will be new. So we have to have the framing inspection. Then this village requires a insulation inspection to make sure that we put enough insulation and the right kind of insulation in here. Then there is so we also have to have an electrical inspection, HVAC, and plumbing. So all these things will be done. After the insulation, we have the drywall inspection because they want us to make sure that we put in enough nails because some people don't, they skimp on that for time or money or whatever. I don't think nails cost that much, but I think probably time. And so they want to make sure we have all that done properly. Then we can start mudding and sanding and painting. And pretty much after that, it's just go, 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 go. Like get the cabinets in here, get the floors in here, the hardwood, the carpet upstairs, all the painting, the rest of the lighting will, the rest of the lighting and everything else, and just finish it up. Do they also check for lead? Well, in this house, there's no question, right? Because this is all new. Asma, that's what you're asking, right? Like lead paint. That would be if it's an older construction, and if it was, yeah, it's more for remodeling, and especially if the house was built, in the 70s or before, there's a chance that Okay, so that's your question. Yeah, there's a chance that there could have been lead paint used. In that case, yeah. I mean, if you're going to rent a house, some villages require an inspection. If you're going to resell a house, there'll be an inspection. So, the village may or may not check that, but the buyer's inspector will probably look into it. Like, yes, that is actually important, but it doesn't apply in this case. So if there are any other questions, let me know. I mean, I will show you the rest of the house right now, but it's pretty much looks like the way it looks behind me right now. But to give you an idea, so I mean, you see the ductwork up there. You can see the PVC, the pipes. That's the plumbing. We have can lighting. You see that one there. Whoa. Okay, there we go. So we're gonna have that kind of lighting in a lot of the open areas and the master bedroom. And what else can we look at? Okay, well, that's just a room. That is the mechanical room and the back door. I'm going to wrap it up. So I will be going through other issues that have happened in this house, in other houses at other times. So, hey Maldi, how are you? Thanks for coming on. But I am actually kind of getting focused on the inspector coming soon, so I'm going to end. And thank you, everybody. Go to my group because I'm going to be live streaming from there often. You know, right now I'm just doing it from my personal page, but, you know, go there. And then also you can subscribe to get notifications on that in the group and on my page whenever I go live. And there'll be different topics. If there's a certain topic you want me to cover, let me know. If you're working with me, I will talk to you guys soon. And otherwise, the rest of you, just if you want to know more about anything, let me know. Otherwise, I will see you on the next live stream. Bye, guys. Bye.